Ida Lupino did not want to make this movie, especially not with Howard Duff. But things changed pretty fast once shooting was underway. The cast and crew noticed a palpable attraction percolating between the co-stars, despite Lupino being married at the time. Seems her independent streak extended beyond her professional life into the personal. In October 1951, she was already pregnant with her only child, Bridget, when her divorce from Collier Young became final. She married Howard Duff the next day. She and Young remained business partners, however, making 7 more films together over the next few years. In 1957, Lupino and Duff co-starred in the sitcom Mr. Adams and Eve, playing a Hollywood couple based on themselves. Executive producer of the show? Collier Young. This was meta-level television long before The Larry Sanders Show. Mr. Adams and Eve lasted only 2 seasons, which back then meant an astounding 66 episodes. The rigorous production schedule burned out the co-stars, although Lupino earned 2 Emmy nominations. Peggy Dow didn't have too many roles like this one. She was typically a paragon of wholesomeness, as she was in Harvey, playing Nurse Kelly opposite Jimmy Stewart in A Big Invisible Bunny. Only months after earning her degree at Northwestern in 1948, Dow was spotted by a talent scout, and before she could blink, Universal signed her up and put her in a bunch of movies: Undertow, Woman in Hiding, Shakedown, and The Sleeping City, all noir, all in theaters in 1950. Besides Harvey, also made in 1950, she's most known for Bright Victory, in which she co-starred with Oscar-nominated Arthur Kennedy. Dow seemed poised to be a big star, but she suddenly retired in 1952 with less than 10 movies under her belt. She married Oklahoma oil man Walter Helmerich, who'd inherit the family business and become a very wealthy man. Dow became a notable philanthropist, with buildings named for her at both the University of Oklahoma and Northwestern. She and Helmerich had 5 kids and were married for 60 years. The same year he directed Woman in Hiding, Michael Gordon had his biggest success. It was the film version of Cyrano de Bergerac, for which Jose Ferrer won the Best Actor Oscar. Gordon followed it with a prickly adaptation of the popular novel I Can Get It For You Wholesale, and an excellent Western, The Secret of Convict Lake, written by Oscar Saul, who did the script for Woman in Hiding. But then Gordon was named as a one-time communist, and his rapidly rising career was derailed. He moved back to New York, where he'd been part of the group theater in the 1930s, and during the 50s worked steadily directing stage plays, mostly comedies. One of those, The Tender Trap, was good enough to convince Universal to bring Gordon back to the coast, where he revitalized his career, making the huge 1959 hit Pillow Talk with Doris Day and Rock Hudson. Unfortunately, few of his subsequent comedies had the inspired chemistry of Pillow Talk, although Move Over, Darling, another Doris Day picture, was pretty darn good. Also worth noting, Michael Gordon is the grandfather of actor Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Okay, I'm going to be off for several weeks. Next weekend, TCM celebrates Black History Month, and then it's time for 31 Days of Oscar. I'll be back in March to take you through 5 straight months of noir. In the meantime, you can keep up the conversation on the various Noir Alley social media pages. And maybe I'll see you in person at one of my Noir City film festivals. I'll be in Seattle next month if you're in the area. Until March, see you in the shadows.